Welcome to TrapDocs. In this video, we will briefly talk about the life and death of Tupac Shakur. But first be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Tupac Amaru Shakur, born Laisane Parish Crooks, was born June 16, 1971 in New York City. He is widely considered one of the most influential and successful rappers of all time. Shakur is among the best-selling music artists, having sold more than 75 million records worldwide. Shakur was born in New York City to parents who were both political activists and Black Panther Party members. He was named after Tupac Amaru II, the descendant of the last Incan ruler, who was executed in Peru in 1781 after his failed revolt against Spanish rule. She was in jail while she was pregnant with Tupac, and a month before Shakur's birth, she was tried in New York City as part of the Panther 21 criminal trial. She was acquitted of over 150 charges. Tupac was raised by his mother, Afeni Shakur, and around that time, she found it difficult to find work and she struggled with drug addiction. In 1984, his family moved from New York City to Baltimore, Maryland. He attended Baltimore School for the Arts in the 10th grade, where he studied acting, poetry, jazz, and ballet. At the Baltimore School for the Arts, Shakur befriended actress Jada Pinkett, who became a subject of some of his poems. In 1988, Shakur moved to Marin City, California, an impoverished community in the San Francisco Bay Area. 1 year later, he began his music career under the stage name MC New York. In January 1991, Shakur debuted under the stage name Tupac on Digital Underground's single, Same Song. From 1988 to 1991, Drite and Digital Underground produced Shakur's earliest work with his crew at the time, Strictly Dope. In 1991, Tupac released his first album Tupacalypse Now. It gained the attention of Vice President Dan Quayle, who said, "There's no reason for a record like this to be released. It has no place in our society." Shakur released his second album in February of 1993, and later on in the year, Shakur formed the group Thug Life. In 1993, while visiting Los Angeles, the notorious B.I.G. asked a local drug dealer to introduce him to Shakur, and they quickly became friends. During this period, at his own live shows, Shakur would call B.I.G. onto stage to rap with him and stretch. On October 31, 1993, Shakur was arrested in Atlanta for shooting two off-duty police officers, brothers Mark Whitwell and Scott Whitwell. The Atlanta police claimed the shooting occurred after the brothers were almost struck by a car carrying Shakur while they were crossing the street with their wives. As they argued with the driver, Shakur's car pulled up and he shot the Whitwells in the buttocks and the abdomen. However, there are conflicting accounts that the Whitwells were harassing a black motorist and uttered racial slurs. According to some witnesses, Shakur and his entourage had fired in self-defense as Mark Whitwell shot at them first. Shakur was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault. Mark Whitwell was charged with firing at Shakur's car and later with making false statements to investigators. Scott Whitwell admitted to possessing a gun he had taken from a Henry County police evidence room. Prosecutors ultimately dropped all charges against both parties. In November 1993, Shakur and 2 other men were charged in New York with sodomizing a woman in Shakur's hotel room. The woman, Ayanna Jackson, alleged that after she performed oral sex on Shakur at the public dance floor of a Manhattan nightclub, she went to his hotel room and Shakur, his record executive, his road manager and an unidentified 4th man apprehended and forced her to perform non-consensual oral sex on each of them. A few days later, while in New York recording verses for a mixtape, Tupac stopped by Quad Studios to record a verse for someone when 3 men robbed and beat him at gunpoint. Shakur resisted and was shot. Shakur speculated that the shooting had been a setup. Shakur accused Sean Combs, Jimmy Henchman, and the notorious B.I.G., who were at Quad Studios at the time. Against doctors' advice, Shakur checked out of Metropolitan Hospital Center a few hours after surgery and secretly went to the house of the actress Jasmine Guy to recuperate. The next day, Shakur arrived at a Manhattan courthouse bandaged in a wheelchair to receive the jury's verdict for his sexual abuse case. He was sentenced up to 4 years in prison. While in jail, he received a visit from Suge Knight, who eventually posted his $1.4 million bail and signed him to Death Row Records. Combs and B.I.G. released the track, "Who Shot Ya?", which Shakur took as a mockery of his shooting and thought they could be responsible, so he released a diss song, "Hit 'Em Up", in which he targeted B.I.G., Combs and their record label. On the night of September 7, 1996, Shakur was in Las Vegas, Nevada, to celebrate his business partner Tracy Danielle Robinson's birthday and attended the Bruce Seldon vs. Mike Tyson boxing match with Suge Knight at the MGM Grand. Afterward in the lobby, someone in their group spotted Orlando "Baby Lane" Anderson, an alleged Southside Compton Crip, whom the individual accused of having recently tried to snatch his chain with a Death Row Records medallion in a shopping mall. The hotel surveillance footage shows the assault on Anderson as he was punched and kicked by Death Row members. At about 11:15 p.m. at a stoplight, a white, 4-door, late-model Cadillac sedan pulled up to the passenger side and an occupant rapidly fired into the car. Shakur was struck 4 times, once in the arm, once in the thigh, and twice in the chest, with one bullet entering his right lung. Shards hit Knight's head. Shakur was taken to the University Medical Center of Southern Nevada, where he was heavily sedated and put on life support. In the intensive care unit on the afternoon of September 13, 1996, Shakur died from internal bleeding. According to rumors, Orlando Anderson and the Southside Crips were responsible for the murder of Tupac. Anderson was detained in Compton, California a month after Shakur was shot, along with 21 other alleged gang members. He was not charged. Soon after the shooting of Tupac Shakur, a gang war broke out in Compton between the Bloods and Crips. B.I.G. Knockout, who was close friends with Anderson, stated that Anderson was shot in the legs with an AK-47 and was confined to a wheelchair for some time. In May of 1998, Orlando Anderson was shot during a gang-related shootout in Compton. Anderson's murder was due to a disagreement over drug money with a rival gang and was not related to the Shakur case. Shakur is considered one of the most influential rappers of all time. He is widely credited as an important figure in hip-hop culture, and his prominence in pop culture in general has been noted. Even in death, Tupac remains a transcendental rap figure. Thank you for watching Trap Docs. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe.